Hi, this is Matt with Inmate Search Info. Today we're going to be looking at how to find Mississippi inmates. The Mississippi Department of Corrections offers an inmate search based on either name or by a Department of Corrections ID number. So if you have the ID number, you can type that in and get directly to the person that you're looking for. Otherwise, you can search by name. We're going to do a quick search here based on Michael Smith, obviously a very common name, one we use for all our videos. And one thing to keep in mind is that it appears that Mississippi does not have searches by aliases. So if you're searching for someone and the name that you have doesn't happen to be their actual legal name, you may have some issues with this kind of search. So take a look at the results. As you can see, the results for this are all Michael Smith's. So again, I don't think it gives you results based on aliases. And Michael Smith seems to be a pretty popular alias based on other states that we've looked at. So on this first results page, you have the name of the inmate, their location. There's no link to the location though, term, and then the offense kind of abbreviated here, as well as their ID number for future reference if you're trying to get direct access to that person. So we'll click on this first one here, this first Michael Smith, and as you can see, they do have a profile page where you can look at the demographics, race, height, date of birth as well, which may be helpful as you're trying to determine you've got the right person, and then some other descriptive articles there as well. They do give you the entry date, for when they were imprisoned, as well as their current location. Again, no link to that, though we do have a link on our page at Inmate Search Info if you're trying to find contact information or how to get in touch with the prisoner. So that could be helpful to you. So this is actual incarcerated inmates. If we go back to the previous page, we see that's, we have people who are currently in prison. It does not actually include people who are out on parole. However, Mississippi does offer that as a separate search. So I'm going to go back to my Inmate Search Info here, and we're going to click on this parolee search. Very similar, same sort of idea, except that in addition to name and ID, you can also search by an area. So we'll go ahead and pop in our Michael Smith again and see what we get. All right, we pop the name in there, and let's hit search and see. So here are some folks, again, who have been in the system, who are out on parole, and you get the same sort of breakdown of their offense, as well as the same sort of profile. A little bit more abbreviated. Obviously, there's not as much information with regard to the sentencing because the sentencing is done. Let's see if there's anything different on any of these other folks. Same sort of thing. They do have a field for supervising officer if you're trying to get in touch with someone. Doesn't seem to be well populated here. Don't know if that's the case. Okay, so they don't really give you that info, so not terribly helpful, though they do have a victim services information section. So if that applies to you, you may have some way of getting in touch with someone there. Let's just go back and take a look at the search by, let's say, county. So if you were maybe curious about people who are in Clay County that are on parole, you can also search by that category. And they do have this, let's see. So here it looks like we have an absconder, so someone who is maybe not reported in like they're supposed to. But again, if you're interested in a particular area, maybe you're thinking about moving to a particular area, or you think you maybe saw someone and you want to confirm that that's the case, this would be a way that you could maybe do that. One thing that you want to be careful of is not using this information for any controlled legal purpose, such as employment, housing, or credit decisions. So even this information here, even though it does come straight from Mississippi, you don't want to use this information for some kind of purpose like that. You don't want to use it for obviously any kind of harassment or revenge or anything in that way. The only way they're able to offer this information is with the understanding and with the legal framework in place to ensure that people don't abuse this information. You can get yourself in significant trouble for using it for the wrong reason. And that pretty much covers Mississippi. As I mentioned, if you are interested in finding out more information about the facilities, because they don't give you the direct facility link, phone numbers, addresses, things like that for the different facilities in Mississippi, information on background checks, and other resources, as well as a direct link to these inmate and parole searches that we've looked at, please visit Inmate Search Info in the link below. Thanks very much for watching.